I was doing really bad, and you weren't helping. You were being mean to me in the game. You were being mean. You were saying mean things to me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You saw the red dot?
I see it. Okay.
Here we go.
Should I start us off?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to
Season.
first episode of Season Dos. That's 2 in Spanish.
His mom is Spanish.
Oh yeah, makes me a little bit.
Correct.
Anyway, yeah, we're back. Excited to be here. I'm still Dorian.
I'm still Jay. Wait, that's the other show, I think.
You did it on this one too.
This is the one that's still alive.
Yes, and back at it again. We have
It's me.
It's
It's
you.
me. It's Chris.
Chris Albury.
It's
Everyone.
Chris Albert.
We heard you loud and clear. Y'all wanted more Chris, and
That's
we're
right.
here to deliver more Chris.
Some
Guys.
people just love chocolate.
Bro, I looked at the comments on like the last video.
The
and they're
chocolate.
like, bro, they need to bring more Chris back. And I
Yeah.
said, don't
Chris
worry about
Chris is what I want.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even joking. There actually is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
comment out there.
And you
that,
know
like,
what?
Yeah.
Chris is also he's finna get married.
I am gonna get
That's
married.
right. Since the last time, did that happen since the last time you were on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The engagement
You
was
got
after.
engaged since the last episode that you were on. Well,
Yes.
congratulations again, bud.
Thank you. Thank you.
Coming at you later this year.
Thank you.
Ladies, you missed it. You missed your chance.
For now.
No. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna be. This is it. I'm doing a one and done. Okay. If this marriage fails, that's it. I ain't doing. I'm doing a one and done.
Oh,
Only
okay.
one.
Okay. I got you.
We're doing this.
Just bullet to the noggin.
Hell yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
All right, so let me get back on track. So,
Yeah.
season 2, the first episode, we figured we're gonna go back to one of the oldest games that we played as a group.
Yes.
And honestly, it's the game that kind of got us to meet each other, right?
Yes.
um,
It's the nexus of this whole
Yeah,
thing. Really.
the Nexus. And it's
Oh, I just realized
Yeah.
what I did there.
I was
I didn't even do that on purpose.
I just realized.
I'm not even joking. I didn't even do that
Really?
on purpose. I swear.
okay.
Did you just make that up?
I just made
He
that
did.
up.
He got bars. We're talking about
goodness.
League of Legends.
League of Legends, everyone.
And it's a game that, we all love to hate, but right? Some people can't quit. It's like
Love to hate and hate to love.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like one of those hard drugs that you just can't put down.
It's an addiction, dude.
I've
literally,
stopped.
yeah.
Actually, I haven't touched it in years.
You know, I would because League of Legends is like cigarettes. I would say right now TFT is like Zins.
Zins, you
That's
just put
what
it in the bag.
Yeah, you put like a little lip
Right
pillow.
here.
You put it right there. That's what I'm on right now.
Okay.
I can't do League, but I'll do Zins.
Can do Marlboro.
Does ARAM count? Is ARAM Zens or whatever?
ARAM is like vaping.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
like-
If vaping's worse than smoking. I
Okay,
think.
sorry. Okay, then let's say League of Legends like vaping. Cigarettes are like ARAMs.
Okay.
And Zins,
Zins
are
are-
TFT. And I don't know about Valorant. I haven't played that, but I assume it's hard drugs.
Val is actually like a dying esport.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Yeah,
did.
no, for real. Like Riot has told me that it's like, oh, it's dying because like
Really?
there's not that many people who are into kind of tactical hero shooters, and they want
There was
like
already
just,
2 on the scene.
well
also,
they
you
they
know.
want like pure hero shooter.
Yeah.
So like, because Valorant was trying to compete with Counter Strike,
Yeah.
and like, why would you play that if you could just play Marvel,
And then
right?
also Rainbow Six Siege.
And Siege.
Like those are both kind of in that same arena.
Anyways, back to League. It is the first game that like we all played together and we met through it.
Why
I
don't
guess
you tell, for those who don't know, why don't you tell them like what League of Legends, what kind of game is it?
League of Legends is a ripoff of the original game or original mod, Defense of the Ancients from Warcraft 3. The League of Legends developer forked. One of them went to Dota. I think it's Ice Frog that went to Dota. And then League of Legends was Ginsu. And they split ways, and League of Legends was stealing ideas and like IP from
Straight
Dota
up
1.
models.
Yeah. They straight up
yeah.
stole it, and they got into like a big like litigation. They got into litigation. I think in the end, like Dota did win. But yeah, it's originally a mod and it's a MOBA, which is what's a MOBA stand for?
Multiplayer online
Battle
battle
Arena.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
He's so good. And that's what it is. So it's like a 5v5 and you guys are just duking it out.
Yeah.
And like games typically like back in the day. And when I'm saying back in the day, I'm saying like 16 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? That long
It's been
ago.
around a while.
Yeah.
I think it's older than Rye. Or if it's not,
Yeah.
it's the same age. Because
Yeah, if anything.
Yeah.
Like I remember being on Skype with you back
no, I
before
was on
Discord.
Ventrilo.
Yes.
When
Ventrilo.
I was playing with you guys, it was on Skype.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I remember Rye being like 5 years old, and I could hear him just like running
Yeah.
around in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skype
So
is now dead.
Yeah,
You know that?
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
R.I.P. to the good one.
Rest in peace
League
to
of
a
Legends
real
lasted
one.
longer than Skype.
Rest in peace to a real one. But yeah, that's what League is. It's a
Yeah.
5v5 MOBA, and it kind of brings people together, but at the same time
Tears people apart.
rips friendships.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
So I want to see how you got started, Chris.
Yeah, what was
got
it
you?
No.
that like what did you see that officially like pulled you in or initially hooked you to try the game?
Honestly, okay. This is going to be a long one, but I think it's good for the podcast.
Okay.
It all started with Mark, right? Yes. So like many years ago, and I think this is like 2009, but like at the time I was working part-time at a sushi restaurant. No, it was Kyoto.
Kyoto on 5th.
Yes, it was Kyoto on 5th. And I was working there, and at the time, this guy started working there. His name is Mark, which y'all know Mark.
He
Yes.
got
He's-
like crazy lore himself.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
a
that's-
he's a deep lore character.
He really is. He's a deep lore character, but all you really need to know is we became friends while working, and eventually, like, you know, a couple years go by, and he kind of gets me introduced to League of Legends because I've never seen it. And he's like, yeah, I play, you know, I got a few friends, I'll play, you know, you should play with me sometime. And so, like, I was like, okay, cool, I'll try it out. Download it on my Mac because I had a Mac computer back in the day with
I fucking forgot about the Mac dual boot, and he
Yes.
just would never get a PC.
I could, yeah, because it was for studying, but I wanted to play a game on it, so I installed Windows on my Mac.
I think that was one of my earliest like arguments with you.
Yeah, yes,
And like where we went back and forth for a while because I just could not wrap my head around
Yeah.
why you had the Mac side at all because you could have done everything that you were doing on
know.
the Mac with the PC side.
because
Makes no sense.
my parents got me the Mac for studying, but instead of getting another computer for playing games, I just had Windows strictly for League. So that's what I used it for. So I remember I played on my Mac, and I remember I played with Mark, and I think I played with with you.
Yeah.
I played with Drexel.
Jay on
Yes.
this show.
Oh, sorry. Jay. I played
Not
with
my
Jay.
gubby, bro.
My bad, man. My bad. I played with Jay, and I think I wanted to say your brother.
No,
Mark.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not
okay.
yet.
But at least it was like us
Maybe
three
Joey.
and Joey. Joey two. There's probably like a fifth, but I can't remember the fifth. But I know at least those were the four.
Yeah.
And that's really how I got introduced to you and Joey.
Yeah.
And then later on, I actually met you
yeah.
through college.
Yeah, you're the reason I got into it.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
it was really just Mark
It really was.
that got you.
Yes.
You were just you knew nothing about the game.
No.
He just told you, "Hey, like play this game with me and some buds."
Yes. That was it.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really it.
Wow.
He just went raw.
Yeah.
He just
I
went in raw.
I've never played a MOBA before. Didn't know anything about like Dota because I'm coming from like the World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I'm coming from like
Tekken.
the Tekkens, the console games. So I had no idea what any of this was about.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about MOBAs.
Yeah, and it's like for those of you out there who like haven't played any MOBAs, it's not an easy game
No.
or an easy type of game to just like go
Pick up.
into.
Yeah.
No.
Because like one, it's complex, and then two, the people who already know how to play.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna suck when you first start, and you're just gonna get ripped a new one by the people who
Yeah.
already know.
Because back then there
Oh.
was no Smurf queue.
No, there wasn't.
No.
So you were playing up against like people who've been playing it. So
yeah,
so for me, right? So
Yeah.
I've been playing the game, or I had started the game as a alpha tester.
Yeah.
Like I was part of the original alpha. I found out about it because I used to play Dota.
Okay, so you
And so-
you had the MOBA
Yeah.
history a little bit.
Yeah, so they brought me in. Like they invited like a handful of people, and this is before there was like a Korea. Like there was no Korea server, so like all the Koreans were playing on EU West, and
Okay,
so there was
interesting.
two servers. It's EU West and NA, and
Okay.
so like I was in the very beginning of League, and like my account has like the OG skins that
Yeah.
like UFO Corky. I think that was beta, and then the alpha one I think was King Ramis. Rye told me it's like thousands of dollars for those skins.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fun fact about the Corky thing, that's one of the models they stole because
Yes.
it's reminiscent of, I think, of like the gnome
Yes.
like helicopter dude from Warcraft.
It's Tinker.
That, yeah.
It was Tinker. So they stole it, and I've been playing it since. I have a lot of like history with the game. Like been banned countless times.
Yep.
Yep.
Dorian was in one of the games that like got me banned for real. That was like the longest ban I've ever fucking had.
Oh no.
And like the game has like like Chris was saying, it's kind of rough, but it also introduced me to like a lot of the people I know, right? So like
Yes.
you.
Yes.
That's the thing.
And
Yeah.
it connected us to like, because I didn't meet Chris, and like it's not like we played League and then we met the next day. No, we kept playing League, and then it took a bit for me to meet Chris.
Yep. Yep.
And I got started just because I've been in the scene. And same with my brother, because my brother used to play Dota 1. Because that's what we were playing in the Philippines, only to find out. Because like it became Dota, and then there was Heroes of New Earth, Han. And then like League started getting good, and then we
Yeah.
tried League, and then Dota 2 came out.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of the hierarchy of it. How about you? How'd you get started?
Well, so yeah, Chris was the one. So I had been hearing the name League of Legends for a bit. Like I remember being, I think it was like over the summer, like before the year that I moved in with you as my roommate.
Yes, it was.
I was at like a pool party, and I remember hearing like this old friend of mine named Rob talking about League of Legends, and I'm like, what? Like I keep hearing this name, League of Legends. What is it? And he like tried explaining it to me, and like because I didn't play Dota, I hadn't played anything like that. And he tried explaining it to me. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. This makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
And so I'd heard about it, and then I started rooming with you in my, I think it was fourth year. It was our first year that we roomed together.
So yeah, because I was a year
Yeah.
ahead of you.
Yeah, because you
so-
were in your senior year then, and then you were already working the second year. That
Yeah.
that
Wait,
were-
y'all were only roomed for like technically 1 year while you were in school?
Well, he
Yeah.
was in school, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then afterwards, after I graduated, I still roomed with him
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
he was still going to school. But I'd get up in the mornings.
To go to
Yes.
work.
Yep.
Bro, and let
Yeah.
me tell
Where
you.
were you working?
I was working at so I worked at DMV.
I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I worked at DMV for
yes.
2 months.
I remember
Bro.
the DMV because remember that anime came out about
Yes.
you when you
Yeah.
worked at the DMV.
Bro, you were miserable at that
Let
place.
me- Look, I don't want to go on a tangent, but the DMV is hell. You already know this, but like,
It ain't any better working there than it is to just go.
It is no better. It's
Damn, is that bad, huh?
Yeah, dude. Like I remember he would come home, and like I'd almost have to be like the wife, you know,
Yeah.
like it's like, is everything okay?
it was
Damn,
not
Dorian had to suck him off.
No, no. That was when my brother was actually also living with
Yeah,
us.
I remember
It
that.
was
too.
me
You
my
know what?
brother
I
and
think
Chris.
that there's like a clip we can put. What the fuck? We can put of like Chris DJing or something, or like a bro bits
Yes,
scene. Like,
we were also doing bro bits.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, I
God.
wish I was in a fucking bro bits.
You never got put in the bro.
I wish.
bro
bro.
bits.
I wish. I fucking wish.
But yeah, so it was my first year living with you, and you were like, hey, like, because you would go into your room and I'd be like, I'm gonna go play League of Legends with some friends.
Yep.
And eventually you were like, you should give it a shot. And I
Yeah.
was like, you know what? Fuck yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's free because it was also when free to play was like kind of
Yeah.
a new thing still. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I can just play the game
Yeah.
for free. Cool. And yeah, so that's what got me into it, and I started playing it, and like I was lost. I was.
Yeah,
but
I remember
everybody is-
Dorian started. He fucking sucked.
I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like,
Yeah.
because the tutorial does nothing. Like the tutorial just teaches you like how to move, how to attack. It doesn't tell you like the meta of the game or anything.
never
I
will.
think when Chris started, there was no tutorial.
No, there was. Remember, because you had to go through like I think it was like the level 1 game where you had to play like
Ash.
you
Okay.
had to play an Ash.
Yeah.
And then after
remember
that, you're like, all right, go for it.
It's not really a fucking tutorial.
Yeah.
Well,
it's-
not only that,
yeah.
like it does the tutorial. You're playing the character Ash, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm already new to the game. It's all overwhelming, but like I at least know how to play Ash. Then I go into the game. It's just like, nope, you can't play Ash because Ash is not the free character right now. And I'm like,
That's
cool.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
The champ rotation at
Yeah,
the
the free,
Wii.
they would have like 12 free champs or something that would rotate every 2 weeks unless you bought one.
It was not 12. I think it was like 6
or
back
6.
then.
It's
Yeah,
like, yeah.
it was not many. And so, yeah, like I go into my first game ready to just like play Ash again, and I can't play Ash, so I go on Nocturne, and I'm just like in a lane.
Oh, so Dorian started season 2 because Nocturne was season 2.
Yes.
No, so I can tell you who the character was on the login screen.
Who?
Oh, so you started with Zyra.
I started with Zyra.
That's season 2.
I started with
Is it
Darius.
season 2?
That's season
Okay.
2.
I started with Darius.
You were season 1.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yes.
because I remember that login screen. Because remember it was back when the little launcher thing.
Yes,
It would show the
yes.
most current.
The
new
launcher was
champion, you know, like, kinda posing.
JavaScript, bro.
Yeah,
That launcher was rough.
So yeah, like that's what initially got me playing. And what's weird is I think technically my very first game that like was not just with Chris was actually with Marky.
Yeah.
Because I
Yes.
remember what was it something Cervantes.
Yeah, that's Marky,
Yeah.
dude.
I remember his voice first, and then I played with you later. And so
That you met my brother first?
technically, I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah,
It was just him.
because actually, I would play with Marky quite a bit more than I would actually play with you.
Yeah.
for a
Oh
bit.
my god.
Yeah, it was a weird time, but like I would play with him, and we would like, I don't know, play a couple games. Definitely didn't duo queue, but like we played a few games together.
The Cervantes thing. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yo, I
Yeah.
think that was like either when we sent him back to the Philippines or when he got back from the Philippines. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so like playing League with Jay.
Mm-hmm.
How long was it that you were just playing League with him before you actually met him in person?
Well, okay, so
The way we met was rough.
the way we met was really
I mean, that's a
rough.
story in and of itself.
I don't know if
We'll
we-
get there.
I don't know if we can get into that story, but basically, after meeting Jay, we then started playing League of Legends together with Mark and Joey.
Yeah.
And then I remember bringing you into Meet Jay
Yeah.
for an Extra Life charity.
That was the
event.
first.
That was the first time we met in person because I
Yeah.
was playing with you
But
online.
But I think like during one of the games, I think I just was like, "Hey, just join with like, Jay and
That was like my
Joey
first.
and- Yeah,
my
yeah.
first
That's how it went.
apartment.
Like you first invited like, hey, play with me and my friends, and that was like first game was with Marky,
Yep.
and then eventually like we kept playing like every night. Like that was
Yes.
when like League was hot.
League was
we
hot.
played
Yes.
every single night, and so eventually, I would hop on to play with you, and what I would assume would be Marky, but then you were there also, and then that's also how I met Joey.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is so crazy.
Yes.
And so,
Yes.
but like for me, it was like it felt like a little while before I actually met you in person. In fact, there was one time where I think I almost met you, but because you actually came to see our apartment when we were living on campus, but you showed up. I was in a class, and it was like a 4-hour long
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
I did bring you by.
because you told me
Yes.
you told me like,
Yes.
hey, like he's here. And I'm like, oh my god, like, am I gonna meet this guy? But like the class I was in, it was like a once a week class, so it was like 4 hours long.
You can't.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I missed you. And then it wasn't until God, I don't know how long, where we decided to sign up for an
Extra
Extra
Life.
Life, which is a charity kind of
Yeah.
organization where you sort of like marathon games.
Yeah.
Now on that one, the idea of these is you're playing. You're just it's
24
the amount of
hours.
time you're playing, right?
It's 24 hours.
They sort of assume that you're going to be playing different games.
Well, no. Nope.
We played League of Legends for 24 hours straight.
Honestly,
That's real as fuck.
it really was. But for me, I actually really liked it because at the time when we did the charity event, I bought Draven. Or I'll just say it. I bought Draven.
That's the start of it.
That's the start of it.
Yo.
And so I used the whole day to just learn Draven.
That's how you got good with him?
Yes.
On that extra
day.
life day?
Yes.
That's hilarious.
Because like, what else are we gonna do, right?
was so
That's all we
funny.
played. So I just played. Draven.
That was like my second apartment,
Yeah.
and like I remember that. That was a fond memories, you know.
Because we also did
as
anime
kids.
night too,
Yes,
and that was fun.
Well, I didn't start doing that until after that extra life thing.
Yeah.
Because like I was scared to do that because I'm not a horror movie or up until that point I was not a horror movie person. So
Yeah.
when I showed up for that first horror movie night, I was scared out of my mind. Looking back at the movie we watched that night, it was horrible.
Oh yeah.
But at the time I was like, oh god.
So
But
good.
when
you-
we
you
were
wanna-
young,
You want to know
man.
something weird?
What?
I associate you with the smell of maple syrup.
Because of the pancakes in
yes,
the morning.
when I
yeah.
showed up at your apartment for that extra life thing, y'all were making a fucking ton
Yeah.
of pancakes, and it just the entire apartment smelled like maple syrup.
It did, yeah.
And
Oh
so
my
for
God.
some reason, it's
And-
like this weird mental link between
Dude,
that and you.
and think about it, like when we were doing that, internet speeds were not good.
no, they were
Right?
not.
Well, we tried to stream it and it didn't work. I remember texting my mom "Hey, are you watching the stream?" And she's like, "There's nothing,
Nothing.
working." It's not
Bro,
working.
like the internet speeds back then was not like capable of supporting like 5 fucking computers
No.
pulling bandwidth and trying to stream.
Yeah,
We
'cause
ended up
were all set
recording
up
it
on
though,
your
I'm pretty
dining
sure.
table.
Yeah. Oh man, dude.
Good times. Good times.
Crazy.
Really good
Hey,
times.
favorite champ.
Oh man.
Champ
I'm
by the
about to
so
get-
champ by the way is like the character you
Yeah,
choose in the game.
Short for champion. They call them champions. All the characters in the game are champions. So just a little,
I mean, this
Dorian pro tip.
this honestly hits kind of home to me
Okay.
because
This better be who I think, bro.
yeah, you know it is. It's Poppy.
Yeah.
Okay? It's Poppy.
Hey.
You know-
but there's
Okay.
reasoning. There's reasoning behind it, and I'm mad at what Riot did to my champ. But I know why they did it.
They
but
had
I'm mad
to.
that they did it.
They had to.
They had to do it. Poppy, to give y'all a little bit of context here, Poppy was like the worst champion you could possibly imagine, right? She really, okay, so in
Truly low
League,
tier.
you've got 4, your champion's got 4 abilities, right?
Right.
And your last ability is like your ultimate, right? You can only use it for like a minute or sometimes like a minute and a half or something. It doesn't matter. But Poppy only really had 1 attack. And that was her Q. And her Q was to swing this big hammer at the whomp, whomp. That's basically it. Just a big old whap.
Bonk.
Now, what's cool about it was it did hella damage.
That's right.
Like, I'm talking
After
like
you get Sheen,
yes,
Oh.
after you got so if you built Sheen and you used the Q, you could take someone's health, 1 hit, bop, like 75%. It like cuts it down. It is amazing. The problem is
It also took your mana down.
yes, it did.
75%.
So you only could really use it realistically like 4 or 5 times in a lane before you had to like
go back.
go back.
or
So-
you had to bring so many pots.
Yes, like that's the only way it could work. But what was great was like if you got fed and you built your items, you could literally one-shot
Murder
anyone.
'em.
And I love that about that character.
Do you remember the old ult?
I do. Because
Yeah.
it would isolate one
One
person.
on one.
It would isolate one person, make you invulnerable to everyone around you except that one person you target, and you would do 30% more damage to that champ. So if you were winning, you could literally just walk up, one-shot someone, and run away.
Chris-
And that was it.
You know
Chris
what's-
was a demon because he would put that on like once he's fed, right? Like Chris would put that on like the support, and so
Yeah.
he's invulnerable to literally everything around him.
Yes.
And so he would just throw haymakers, and that shit lasts like
Yeah.
6 seconds.
You know what's kind of
Yes.
fucked up? I feel like Xin Zhao stole Poppy's ult because
Yeah.
doesn't his these days kind of work like
Unless
that?
you're inside or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, he like he like targets one person and then like takes. I don't think he's invulnerable, but he basically takes almost no damage from everyone else.
Yeah.
So he feels like he kind of stole Poppy's
A
ult.
little
ult.
bit.
So
a little
Poppy
bit.
though?
Yes, Poppy. But
I was gonna say Draven for
No.
you, but as soon as you said Poppy, I was like, oh, of course.
well, because Poppy was, I think it was because she was so bad. That's why I liked her so much because I really thought she could excel, and I know she could do it. And then Riot made some changes. I know why they did it. Because they're trying to standardize everything.
They had
because,
to.
because
well,
they had
also
to.
you said it yourself. She was like the worst champion.
She
in the
was,
game.
but even then, there's a lot of flexibility with her. You
How-
could build her AD, AP, if you wanted to.
Support Poppy, right?
Support Poppy if you
Jungle
wanted to.
Poppy.
Yes, whatever you wanted, you
Chris-
could do it.
Chris
That's-
really believed that ethos of
Yeah,
like
I did.
Chris has always been a huge proponent of as long as you have confidence, you can do anything.
Yes, because it works.
with the Poppy. Do you remember on one of your birthdays I paid someone to make a rap song?
Yo, do you still have it?
Yeah.
No.
Throw it up. No. Cut to the clip.
It's so good. Like one of my favorites, like one of the favorite ways I've spent my money was that.
Yeah, and you picked like the splash art of the worst skin. It's like this weird, scary looking fucking.
You know why?
face.
Lollipoppy, bro.
Lollipoppy, bro. It
Lollipoppy.
was so
I remember that.
weird and terrifying.
Chris was a demon, bro. I'm telling you, bro. Chris on Poppy, he tore it up,
I
bro.
did.
He
I
tore
really
it up.
believe that character could do something.
It wasn't fucking Casadino.
Nope.
It wasn't fucking Draven. It was Poppy.
No.
The hard hunt.
And you know what I love about it also? Like, you know, it is the way you're describing it where like she's bad, but like you can, you know, if you try your best, you can
Yes.
still. I like how it plays into her lore also.
Yes, because
Yes.
she's so little.
Well, because like the whole thing is like so you know like Chris said, she's got the giant hammer, right? The whole story behind her is the giant hammer is supposed to belong to like a
Galio.
true hero,
It's Galio.
and she's searching. She's like the guardian of the hammer. She's trying to find the true hero that's worthy of using the hammer, and she's like, Poppy,
You're the
you're the
the
hero.
hero.
Don't you get it?
She never-
How about
love-
you? How
yeah.
about you? Who's your favorite champ?
Oh man, so that's a tough one because like I love Zyra. Like Zyra,
So
so fun to play.
I have two guesses, right? So,
Okay, okay.
So I'm thinking it's either Zyra
Yeah.
or Morgana, bro.
It's definitely Zyra.
It's not Morgana.
Is it not Zyra?
I'm between
Janna.
Zyra and Soraka.
Oh, because of the
That's how I got started, man.
banana.
Like
Dude,
when,
Dorian was so good at that. I remember now.
yes.
that was when that was a character where I like started. It finally started clicking what the game was because like when I first started, the first character I bought, I just like who's the hottest girl here? I'm gonna play that one, which was Katarina.
Goon, straight up goon.
Yeah, straight up good. And so like first I was trying to learn Katarina, and this was like 2 or 3 reworks ago for Katarina. She plays entirely different now.
Yep.
At the time, the way she worked
Pure
was she
AP.
had the bouncing blade.
And then she had Shunpo.
She had Shimpo, but that's it. Her W
Yeah.
was just like
It's a passive.
it made it so no, it wasn't even a passive.
It wasn't?
What it did, it was so useless because you know. The regular bouncing blade, you would throw it at a target and it would hit like a bunch of different targets.
Yeah.
But every target after the first one take like a little bit less
Yeah.
damage. The W just made it so that didn't happen. That they all took the same amount of damage.
Cheeks.
That was it.
Straight
It was so but so that was who I was trying to play at first. And like meant that I was solo laning mid. And I'm like, I should not be here. I should not be here alone.
I need help.
You have but too much responsibility in
Who
my
was
hands.
who was your first duo bot lane?
Like that I played with?
Yeah, that like clicked.
So so Soraka was the character. I think it was you that maybe suggested it.
Yeah, because
You were
yeah,
like,
I was,
hey, like to learn the game, just play this character. All you have to do is heal.
all I was the reason I did that. I remember it because I used to play Ezreal. And Ezreal would run out of mana fucking
Yeah.
fast as shit. Remember?
Yep.
And I made Dorian my battery bitch.
Yes, because back then Soraka could give mana, which I missed those days.
And I was like,
Yeah.
Dorian, give me mana.
I missed those days. Yeah, you were just like, just heal me, and give me mana. And I was like, I can do that. And so that was what allowed me to learn the game because I wasn't having to focus on staying alive alone in a lane on the most important lane. Yeah. And so like Soraka holds a special place in my heart because that was like who I consider like my first real champion that I like.
I respect that.
You know,
you gotta choose one though.
And I also have so many memories of us, like I'm following you through the jungle, and that's where we had the whole like, I feel my heart beat to the beat of the drum. That's all we can sing. I don't want to get copyright. Yeah. But so there's like a lot of memories there. But then I remember because Zyra was the character that was new when I first started.
Yeah.
And when she was first on the scene, they pushed her as a mid laner, as like a like straight up damage mage mid laner. And then a little time later, like I don't know who it was in the pro scene, the LCS, someone was like, I'm gonna play Zyra support. And I saw them playing Zyra support.
I think that was T1.
That was probably T1.
Was it T1?
Yeah.
And so I saw that and I was just like, oh, and I can do damage and support.
And then he stopped fucking healing and
I
he started taking every fucking kill in the game. Ask my wife
I can't
as the
help
witness.
It. I can't help
like
it.
legit,
Yeah.
Dorian is my support, who is fucking 12-2. Me,
No,
the
you're the
ADC.
support at this point.
Look at me. I'm the ADC
I'm
now.
ADC over here. I'm fucking like 1 and like 14. I'm like, Dorian, you need to give me a fucking
He's like,
kill.
No.
I couldn't help it because look, like the way she works is you put your plants out. I can't control what my plants are doing. Once they're out, they're out. And if they keep shooting people, I'm sorry.
Choose one.
Gallia. No, I'm just kidding. It's Zyra. Yeah,
Zyra?
I'm gonna go Zyra.
Zyra?
Yeah, I love her aesthetic. I got the shirt. I think to this day, I had the highest mastery on that character in the game.
As he's talking, by the way, there's like goon photos of Zyra.
Yeah.
That's where you're throwing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight
there
up
are.
gooner.
Yeah.
Let me tell you mine, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, we all know yours.
Go
but
ahead, guess, bro.
Oh, actually,
But
let's see. Who do you think it is?
Who do I think?
Who do you think it is?
I don't know. Maybe it's
Is he really annoying to play against?
yeah. Does he drop a lot of mushrooms?
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Is he a little like cute little bumblebee sometimes, and then
Yes.
other times he's like an astronaut, and then he
Yeah.
just does everything.
Yeah, he's like just
And he just kind of like
yeah,
goes like that.
He little scuttles around, you know.
It's my boy Timo.
Oh my gosh, it's Timo.
I've been playing. So like Timo is my favorite champ. I've been playing him since like alpha. So like back in the old days, Timo was originally the Swift Scout, right? So my W now as Timo is like a speed boost for like 2 seconds or something, right? Or a second. Back then, it was true to the Swift Scout where if you were behind me, you run faster.
Oh really?
Yes, that's original Timo.
That's
Original
actually
Timo
kinda
is
cool.
Really?
Yes, that was the original Timo. It's like
Because I know that Jono works that way,
yeah,
but like from all directions. But
no, Timo, you had to be
you had to
behind
be behind
me.
him. Okay.
Yeah, because he's the Swift Scout.
Yeah.
And so and Timo, like they're saying, is like this cute little thing. He's kind of an annoying. Think Baby Yoda. He loves Baby Yoda.
No, please.
And
Give him more Baby Yodas.
No, please.
and Timo is like I just really fell in love with that character because he was so cute, right?
Yeah.
And like his playstyle eventually established himself as like an annoying poker guy, right? And season 1 Timo, like you build on hit. We had like items like Malady,
Yep. Wits End, I think.
Wits Ends,
Yeah.
and then the hand. It's like the green hand,
Oh,
Madrid's,
yeah.
Madrid's claw or whatever.
Yeah.
Madrid's blood, whatever. And like Timo was played, he's annoying because he can't beat you or you can't beat him in like a 1-on-1, and he's
Well,
not
yeah,
meant for a 1-on-1.
Explain the mushrooms. That's what makes
The mushrooms-
truly annoying.
And so in League of Legends, there's a thing called Fog of War where you don't see the entire map because you need vision, and you get vision by buying wards or
Or having like a teammate.
having
there.
a teammate
Yeah.
there, and it illuminates a circle around you. Timo is one of the because originally wards were unlimited.
Yeah.
You could put unlimited vision, so you had true vision almost. Timo was one of those characters where his ultimate It's a mushroom that explodes, it slows you, and then it decays over 3 seconds, and every second it ticks for poison.
That's
Yeah.
if you step on it.
If you step on
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
you have to detonate like it. I can't manually detonate it. You have to walk through it.
But they're stealth
They're
because
stealth.
he
Yeah.
places them down, and you can see him for like a second.
Yes,
But after a second, they disappear, and unless you have like a vision ward specifically,
correct. Original Timo, as soon as he threw it, it was stealth.
Yeah. Oh, and like unlike wards, there was no limit.
No limit.
to the mushrooms.
Because now there's a limit to wards, right? Like each person has a limit to 3, and
Yeah.
then one pink,
yeah.
Yes.
and then Timo kind of gets around that, so he can get vision, but he's also annoying. And so
Yeah.
like the way I played Timo and I played the game was I was just annoying.
Yeah.
Like I would, and since top lane is where Timo lived and thrived, top lane used to mostly be like melee, and so I would bring Timo there, and then they can't get near me because one of my abilities blinds them for like 3 seconds,
Yeah. So they can't hit
so
you.
they
Can't hit
cannot
you.
hit. And the other one is like a speed buff, right? So like I move, and then the third one is a passive where every hit I do, you tick for poison for 2 seconds. And so it's a top laner's nightmare if you're melee. And like it's pretty much if you can guarantee the win. And so as soon as you get, the first tower, I could leave and then I could fuck off and like
Yeah.
go kind of be my own man, you know what I mean?
And then like the scaling on the poison from the mushrooms, it gets to
AP.
be so bad.
It used to be 1 to 1.5. So for every 1 AP I got 1.5 poison damage.
yeah, and so like if you like unless you were playing a tank character,
Yeah.
like if you were playing just like an ADC and you're like, all right, I died, I just respawned,
I could send you
I gotta
back
go
home.
out.
And you hit a
Oops,
shroom.
I stepped on a mushroom. I'm down to like 25% health. I
Yep.
gotta like go back,
Yep.
Yep.
step on another mushroom. Like
Yep.
it's so annoying, bro.
And the reason that I really just never stopped playing him is because they kept making the best skins for this guy.
Yeah.
yes,
They
yeah.
made him like a fucking astronaut.
Yeah.
They made him a fucking spec ops agent.
Yep.
right.
With like the whole knife thing. And it's like and then he gets different voice lines. He was one of the first characters
Yeah.
to get different voice lines. Where he had like the astronaut skin. It sounds like he's in space.
Yeah.
And then the bumblebee, the devil.
I love the Black Ops one.
Yeah.
Where
It's
he's
dark.
like super edgy and
Yeah.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah.
The lore for Timo is actually really sad.
It's weird because he's
Really?
such a cute little character.
Yeah. He has
but,
like,
he would have like the Vietnam like
Yeah,
40-yard
flashbacks.
stare flashback kind of
it's
thing.
because he was an
The war
assassin,
never
and that's what
ends.
his entire
The
purpose is.
battlefield
Like
just
the reason he worked
changes.
with poisons is because he would assassinate, and like he just kept seeing death.
Never
And like so,
get
the cheerful
attacked.
little guy is actually filled with like dread. You know what I mean?
Aw, that's so sad.
It's fucking sad, but I
That's
love.
what honestly, that's one of the things I love about the game is the lore that's going on in the background.
They have amazing lore, but
You
you,
don't-
don't really know it.
You don't really see it unless you like
Look
really
for
look
it.
into it because it's just a competitive game for the most part, right? You have to like really look into
Yeah.
the game or go to outside sources
Yeah.
like the show Arcane.
Or the book, Ruination.
Yeah.
It was like one of the best, like low key. I'm not too big on like fantasy shit, but that was primo. But like Dorian saying, Arcane, the Netflix series. Did you watch it,
I did.
dude? It's
Is it-
so good, right? You
It
know who
is.
hasn't watched it?
Who? Wait, you really?
I started so okay. I'm not gonna say any spoilers, right? But I will say that like I started watching season 1. I got halfway or maybe about halfway through. Something happens in that show, and I was just like, "This is too sad, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can keep watching this." And so
It's
like I
so
haven't
good.
watched it since then
You
because
don't-
I was like, "I can't take this."
You don't have to like League of Legends, but if you like,
Oh yeah,
if you watch Arcane, oh man,
my
you're gonna love
my
it.
brother
Yeah.
who he has not ever touched League of Legends
Uh-huh.
in his life, nothing even close to it, watched all of Arcane, and he's just like, he put like Avatar: The Last Airbender like way up here.
Not
and
the
he put-
movie.
yeah, no, not the movie, the
Yeah.
series, the beloved series. He put that up here. He put Arcane like right below it. Like he was like,
'Cause
I
it
can't
is.
believe
Yeah.
I love that show so much.
The writing was so good, and like it really does keep you up. Like we had to like watch a lot like at a time, like me and
Yeah.
I
Jane.
did.
Yeah. Nah, and like I know I should. Someone told me that after what happens that it's not quite as like that's like the height of sadness.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll give it another shot. But I was just like, oh my god, this is killing me emotionally.
You know what's funny is most people that get into Arcane, they're like, "Hey, I actually want to try League of Legends,"
Don't.
and everyone else says, "No,
It's
no, don't
yeah.
do it.
You'll
Don't get in
ruin
it."
the show by doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Just
know-
watch
you
the
know-
show.
You know what that remind? Have you all seen that movie, the Walk Hard, the
The
Dewey
Dewey
Cox
Cox?
story?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the scene where he walks in on the guy's doing weed. He's just like, "You don't want no part of this, Dewey."
He's like, I kind of do.
I kind of do. That I feel like that's League of Legends players telling people like,
Yeah.
"You don't want no part of this, guys."
Yeah, that's
But
exactly
it's
that.
so good though. Like so, going back to like Arcane, right? League of Legends. Riot has now expanded their IP, right? So there is a MMO in the works, and then there is
Yeah.
that.
Hopefully. There's been a lot
hopefully.
of issues, but
Yeah.
And then there's 2XKO, right? I loved it. Like,
Oh, you got a chance to
yeah,
play it.
I like extensively played it for like that weekend, you know, that little bit over a weekend, and the design is really good.
I still haven't gotten to like officially try because I got into not this last one, but the one before it.
Oh, you
but-
got in the beta too?
Yeah, but I wasn't able to play it because like for some reason it was having a problem. Like anytime I tried to use a controller because I was on PC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anytime I tried to use a controller, it just like was not working. Like the
I was
the joystick.
I was on controller. I was on leverless.
And you were able to get in there.
Yeah, I tried it like with the leverless. I tried it with the regular fight stick, like the ball fight stick, and then I also tried it with controller.
Yeah, well, so I didn't have like my fight stick here, so I was just trying controller, and like I would like be trying to like just move in the menus, and it was just like it would like just go back to like the original whatever it was
Yeah.
on, so I just couldn't play it.
Big Leffen kicked my ass.
Oh, you actually
Yeah, I
played
queued up against him. I got one round, but like
Alright.
he kicked my ass the rest. I was like, damn.
Well, you know, at least you could say I took a
I
round.
took a
off
round,
of-
yeah. Hey, I'm not no round brown, you know.
You know, exactly. You didn't go down without a fight.
That's right.
There you go.
So 2XKO is a fighting game. And like we're all like in this couch, right? We're all fighting game people. And it's based on the League of Legends characters. It's like Marvel versus Capcom, but with League of Legends characters.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's really good. The net plays fantastic. And I think that they have serious legs like in competitive fighting games.
That-
Especially with how bad Tekken is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, Tekken
Yeah.
is so bad.
That's and so one thing that I hear though is that like basically from one beta test to another, people are saying that it's playing entirely different.
Yeah.
And so like I was watching Maximilian dude talk about it, and he was talking about like all the different instances that he's played, like they're good, but they're just so different. And he's like, he feels like they should just like decide like, okay, we're done now. Because if they keep just like iterating and changing things, it's just like never
Yeah.
gonna actually come out. But
I-
it looks good.
I
Like,
have faith in Riot for this. I do.
Yeah.
yeah, no, Riot
I
Riot
think-
does a good job of
Because they
taking genres and polishing them really.
Yeah, because they
well.
typically suck, right? But like, I think that this is good. I want to go back to League again. I'm like
Okay.
we're a little bit ping ponging here.
Yeah.
What was your favorite time period in League of Legends?
Oh man.
Do you remember who the champions were?
Yeah, I do.
Like
Honestly-
champions professionally.
Yes. I mean, yeah. At the time, I think my favorite era was probably, it was a little after we started all playing together. So this is like, you know, Jay, Dorian, Joey, even Madison was
Yeah.
involved.
Oh
in,
yeah.
Yeah.
And a little bit Mark too, you know, but we had like a lot of people playing. And I would say it's like right around like 2013, 2015. I think that was like my favorite play or time because like I still remember like going to your place,
Uh-huh.
like, and you had a whole bunch of people watching just the professionals play.
Yeah.
Like that was a big
that was-
thing.
Well, we did a fantasy league.
Yes.
Remember?
Yeah.
But I think that was
we did
around
a-
the same time.
no,
yeah.
even before that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. The
Yes.
one with just Joey, me, and Mark.
Yeah.
Like, and we were watching. That's SK Telecom. That's the first season that they
But-
won. And
yeah.
you've been like a bandwagon. This dude is the biggest bandwagon.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
If there's like a Tom Brady or the Patriots of that fucking sport, I'm not
T1.
calling League of Legends a sport.
No.
But like,
It's not.
but like, oh, competition.
Yeah.
Chris is that bandwagon guy.
I love it.
He loves
I
T1 when
Wait,
they're
s-
winning.
Oh, okay.
I support T1 every time because you would always go with like TSM and you're like because it's
Whoa,
the
why you-
American team. No, come on.
Why
The
you hurting
American
me,
team
bro?
couldn't even make it to finals. You're
Bro.
like supporting the Dallas Cowboys. Like this year they're gonna make it to the playoffs. They never make it to the playoffs.
Yo, this is
they
our
never
year.
make it.
This is our year, bro. We got a good pickup this year, bro.
Yeah, if we get
You sound like a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
I am. I am a Cowboys fan.
maybe if we get Dax on the team, maybe things will be different.
No, bro, Dak needs to leave. Jerry, you know how we can be good as Cowboys if Jerry, the owner, you know what I mean? Like,
Don't say that.
then good. I didn't say anything. Good decisions like come out of that. But
Yeah.
you know what? That's a really good time period. You know, I
Yes.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I'll stick with that.
Because it was at the time where we're also going to like PAX. We were going to different like conventions. We were just all doing
were-
stuff, but
Yeah.
everybody.
I went to I don't know if this is maybe on the later edge of what the era you're talking
Yeah.
about because I went to Worlds for
Yes.
LCS.
That's
one
later,
year.
yeah,
yeah.
you did.
That was I think that because it was when it was in LA
Mm-hmm.
and it was T1 versus Galaxy I think
Samsung. So
Yes.
yeah, that's like season 5.
And yeah like that like yeah I feel like that whole period was like just a decent time probably because we were all younger also
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know
It was enjoyable to watch back then.
yes and like we did the fantasy league I still haven't gotten my trophy.
After all these years.
And there's like people like there's teams, there's like soul. Each team has a soul that you can root for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like Chris was making fun of it, like TSM. I've been TSM since like before they were TSM.
Yeah.
Like all like when they were AAA, like I was TSM. And we never really shined in the world stage except like that one year where we beat Samsung Galaxy.
Yeah.
Like when we had double lift and Bjergs. Oh god, that makes me tear up, bro.
Yeah, see,
I love TSM so much. My wife had it in her vows.
Yeah,
Really?
I remember.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I'm a TSM guy, like through and through. And
I see like this was the reason why like I got into the LCS like pretty hardcore for like a little bit.
Yeah.
But it kind of dropped off because for me it was hard to stick with a team.
CLG died.
Well, it's because it wasn't just CLG. It was like for example, let's take Tom Brady for example. Tom Brady was on the Pats for like ever, right?
Yep.
Like you could root for the Pats because Tom Brady was on it.
Yep.
Like when I got into the scene for the like at first, yeah, I was like a huge CLG fan because that was at the point when it was like
Hot shot.
Afro Moo
Oh.
in support,
Oh,
double
yeah.
lift, Darshan in the top lane.
Oh my
Like-
god,
Yes.
dude.
It was like a solid ass team.
Yeah.
And but then like after that season and like onward, I was just like every single year, every team is entirely different.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like following
There's-
CLG meant
Dude,
nothing.
And that's it too. Like I think
Yeah.
that a lot of people left the LCS because the people that they followed and like that they grew up with.
Yeah.
Right? Like you grew in that like CLG era.
Yeah.
Where it's like they weren't even the best, but they were doing good enough
Yeah.
to like get there. And
Yeah.
then like TSM, like that's the
Well,
same
because
thing.
I feel like it was the rivalry. I think CLG and
CLG,
TSM were the
yes,
the rivals.
it was before C9.
Yeah. I think C9 was there, but
C9
just
was there, but-
wasn't. Yeah, they weren't.
But remember C9 was like the kings of NA.
Mm-hmm.
Because like high balls, lemonation,
sneaky.
sneaky,
Sneakers,
and
yeah.
who the fuck was the last one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Sneaky was just popular. That's the only one I remember.
But they
Yeah.
carried NA because they were like innovating. They weren't doing like the normal compositions. Oh man, this is bringing me back, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Man.
like back when TSM was a fucking org.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember like watching the LCS, and honestly, this is one of the reasons
So,
why I'm a T1 fan.
I forgot to mention, sorry. LCS is the League Championship Series, and it was in NA, in America. And then Korea has their own. It's called the LCK. And then there is one in Europe called the LEC. And then I'm not going to name the various Asian ones because there's a shitload.
Wasn't there like a South American one too?
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what is it? I forgot because Pain Gaming was from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
yeah.
Brazil.
League.
There's just
something.
just to say there are numerous leagues. It's like La Liga, Premier,
Yeah.
MLS. It's in that same vein.
Right.
So sorry, go on.
No. But I think why I liked it so much was during that time, we would watch a lot of those pros play, but the comps were always the same. Like, you always had Jax in the top lane. You had a Gragas out there.
Vayne at the bottom.
Vayne at the bottom. Like, and maybe they would change up the supports a little bit. Janna, maybe. But, like, I don't know. It was just all the same stuff. And then you look at, like, SKT, and, man, they were doing some innovative stuff.
This dude is glazing.
Yeah, I'm going to glaze. Yeah.
This dude is
yes, I'm
glazing.
going to glaze because they were doing something innovative. They were always putting, like, I got to see Faker put in Riven mid. Riven mid! Are you serious right now? Riven mid!
I forgot that you were a Riven main for a little bit.
I was a little bit of a Riven main. And I was like, man, this character's cool, but, I would love to see her, like, shine because I think she actually does well. Man, he was doing some interesting stuff. No one was playing that.
Yeah.
No one was. But everybody's like, oh, but we got to play like, we got to play like Ari in the mid lane. And then they try to be really like fancy with it with like, maybe we'll put a support, like an AP support mid, double support or something.
Oh my god.
No, get at it. No.
This dude glazing.
Yes, I
See,
am.
no, I get it though. I
Yes.
get it though because Chris is a little bit of an innovator himself.
I am.
He is.
He's something of a scientist himself.
I agree.
am.
And
Hey, you know what?
this is the man. If you are looking for some machine gun Lulu,
Yes.
this is your guy.
Yes.
Do you remember what you and Joey used to say when we were young? If you don't, I'll refresh your memory for you.
What have we-
It is the age of
Experimentation. Because he was right. He was right every time.
Every new season, it's the age of
Of
experimentation.
That's why I love Joey so much, man. Because he would support me on my, like, I'd be like, Joey, I think this could work. He'd be like, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
the age of
I
experimentation.
forgot about the age of experimentation.
That's what you.
Dude, we had so many like
Yes.
core memories that
Yeah.
are linked to this shit game.
Yes. And see, that's
No,
the
hold
thing.
on. Sorry. There's one more. So there was a game the three of us were playing. Was Jane in there? I don't remember. It's the
I don't know
the
which one you're talking
the
about.
Morgana just just destroying you.
This is okay. So little backstory here. Chris, as up until this point in this story, Chris has always been the most level-headed.
Never flamed.
Never, always
Never
like
lost
if
his
we
cool.
lost a game, he would just be like, "Oh well, maybe
Next
next
game,
time,
yeah.
And like, sometimes it would make me mad.
Yeah.
like
And
I'm
it's
just like, someone has to be mad, and it's making me mad that you're not mad.
Yeah.
And so he would always be the chillest guy.
Yeah, he was up until this game.
Yeah.
Because go ahead, tell it in your view.
I don't remember what the guy said.
Oh, I
But
can tell you what the Morgana said.
But I do remember I was going up against, I was in top lane, because y'all used to force me in the top lane, and I hated it, but whatever. So I went up in top lane, and I remember I went up against this Morgana. I think maybe I was playing Poppy or some character. I don't know.
Poppy, yeah.
But
No, I know who you were playing.
Who?
You were playing a Nivea.
No, that was a different one. I wasn't playing Nivea against the Morgana.
Yeah, the
It's
Morgana.
a different one where you walled me off and got
That
me
was
killed.
a different one.
That was a different one.
I thought about that one too.
It's a Morgana. It's a Morgana
I
against
thought
Poppy.
it was the
Yes.
same game. I thought you were just completely tilted.
No, I was mad.
It's Poppy.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay,
Poppy.
okay.
But this Morgana was just like typing and just flaming me and just getting on my nerves. And what sucked was like, so
We were losing.
yes, I was losing because here's the thing. Okay, Morgana's more ranged. Poppy, as I explained before,
She has a hammer.
just had a hammer. Exactly. Bop.
And remember the whole melee versus range thing
Yes.
up top that I mentioned? That's it.
It's not a
Can't
fun
win.
time.
Not a good matchup, right? So I lost to this Morgana repeatedly, and I would get flamed by this Morgana. Like this Morgana is
Well,
just typing in chat.
Another thing is Morgana is not typically a top laner. She's
No.
a support character.
Yes, and so I got so mad because like the guy was just like making fun of me. That I was just like, you know what? At least I got a 401k. I'm winning late game.
That's the line. That's the line that has stuck with me through all these years. Is when you slam dunk this probably 12-year-old saying, "I got a 401k. I'm already winning late game."
Yeah.
He don't even have a fucking retirement.
No, he does not. And you know what? In 30 years' time, I'm going to look back and I'm going to say, guess what? I'm retired.
It's the most heated I've ever seen Chris. Like in my entire life.
And that guy ended up being Timothy Chalamet.
Now I already lost. You can't even win against him.
Like I'm talking about like in the game and real life.
Yeah,
it was
like-
the most heated I've ever seen
it
Chris.
was so insane.
It was the weirdest experience ever.
It was like surreal because
Yeah.
like he's never type. He's never one to type. Like the most he would say is like GG, good game, right
Yeah.
at the end. But no, bro, he was like,
And something broke in him
Yeah,
that day.
dude.
Because ever since then, he has not played it as cool.
No.
no,
Because like I mentioned, there's another time where I don't know what was happening, but I must have said something.
You were pissing me off. You were making me mad. I know what it. I remember we were playing together, and you know what? No. Here's what happened. Because I wanted to try something fun. I had never played this champion. I wanted to play a Nivea, which was a bird. It was an ice bird.
Yeah.
And this bird is very complicated, but I wanted to play it because I just wanted to learn. And I remember I was doing really bad, and you weren't helping. You were being mean to me in the game. You were being mean. You were saying mean things to me. And you know what?
Bro.
You know what I did?
What?
There's an entrance. Because our team was losing.
We were in bottom lane. I remember it
Yes.
clearly. We were running.
Yes, we're running, and I saw you try to get back in the base, and I said,
Nope.
no. So I put a wall right there in the entrance and let you die. I blocked you off because you were being mean.
oh
You were
my
being rude.
God.
Do you remember what I was saying?
No, I don't. But I remember how I felt, and I felt very upset. I was very upset with you that day. I was very mad.
So, going back to League and how horrible it can be.
Yes.
League.
This is what we're talking about.
Let me
Because something you guys got to know about League of Legends is these games are long.
Yeah.
They or at least can be long. I think the
They
shortest
used to be so much longer. Like they've done a lot to kind of speed up the game because
Yes.
back in the old days,
But even then, it can. Like, if the conditions are right,
Yeah.
a game can. It has the potential to go for like over an hour.
yeah, like
yeah.
the
Right?
what's the longest game you've ever played,
Definitely an hour. Over an hour.
dude? Like
Over
mine
an
was
hour.
like I think like 2 hours.
Yes.
It's like because like there's no time limit. Like it's not like a basketball game
No.
where like you can run out the clock. The game goes until one team's nexus is destroyed,
Yep.
and no matter how long that takes.
Yeah.
And so you're locked into these games.
Yep.
Sometimes with very toxic players.
Oh my god.
So
For
like,
long periods of time. And so, especially if you're playing multiple games in one night, it starts to play with your mental a little
that's
bit.
right. Yeah, when you just see defeat,
Yes.
defeat.
Oh, and then you're getting ragged on by some 12-year-old Morgana. And who you're like, because at this point we're already graduated. You came home from a long day of work
Yeah.
at the DMV,
dude, that was before telework.
Oh my gosh.
and so Chris is probably just wanting to play some chill video games with his friends, and then here comes this fucking Morgana talking shit for like 45 minutes.
Yes.
And so it's gonna make you snap.
Yes.
And it did.
And Chris and I aren't the only ones that had like a little beef. Remember, there was a time where you were mad at me.
Apparently, I was like, so this I totally don't even remember.
Yes.
Apparently, I was mad at him. I'm willing to bet a lot of money that it was over League,
Something in
Probably.
League.
and I didn't talk to him for like months.
Yeah, I didn't know he was mad at me.
You even messaged me and you're like, is Drexel, is Jay mad at me? Sorry, I keep throwing Drexel.
Yeah, and I'm like,
My
and I'm
bad.
like, and so like my wife is like, you don't remember that? I was like, no. It's like
Yeah.
something about League of Legends just makes you,
It-
bad and
it
mad,
really-
bad and mad.
It does.
And
And you know
like-
what? You know what I think it is.
What?
If you play the game by yourself, you're gonna get mad.
Oh, yeah.
It will mess you up.
But if you play with a group of friends,
It's so much fun.
unless Dorian is in it, because Dorian gets so mad whenever we're like, "Hey, we should just do some bullshit."
Yeah.
Right. So like,
Yes.
Let's go all Yordles.
do it. And then so like my wife would be Tristana, I'd be Timo,
I'd be Poppy.
Then
Yes.
like we have like another person probably going as a Moo.
Yeah.
And then like or Vagar.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
Dorian is like
To be fair, I actually wouldn't mind the Yordles as much because technically you can make a decent composition with
Yeah.
the
You
Yordles.
can.
But the thing is, there would be other times where like, let's all play birds or something like that. Or like something where it's like, we're going to lose. I like to win.
yeah, Dorian is a I only have fun when I win, guy.
See,
In league.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
I can't pinpoint it down. So, the stars have to align. There are times where I can have fun when we lose. It's
Remember?
happened. It has happened.
You know who that is?
Who's that?
Chill Dorian.
That's
That
right.
is chill, but that rarely comes
That
out.
rarely
It's a
comes
rare.
out.
It's.
That
I'm
really-
telling you, I don't know what the conditions have to be. What like the humidity levels in the air
Yeah.
or what.
After
Something
work was good.
Yeah. I just got like a raise or something
Ooh.
like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
I'm feeling good. That's the only time I guess maybe.
Chill
and even
Dorian.
then maybe I don't know.
Chill Dorian.
Chill
Because
Dorian
there could be some Morgana on the other team that ruins Chill Dorian.
Yes.
And so like up to like recently, honestly, like the extent of League of Legends for our group, I feel has been ARAM, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And ARAM is like this for fun mode. You don't get to choose your character, and it's like typically very quick. Games can last up to like maybe 25 minutes tops. It's like
Yes.
typically over
Yeah,
like 17.
they're shorter in general is the idea.
and so that's what we've been playing. Like if we do play.
if we do play, which I haven't even played ARAM in like
Dude,
a
I haven't played.
little while.
I haven't started that client in God knows how long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you? Because you're still on Zins. You're still on TFT.
Yeah, I'm on the Zins, but I'll only play I'll play with CK, so we'll play TFT together.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, I don't touch.
Don't touch the vape.
On the Minecraft movie episode that we ended on, producer Jane, she was saying that like because we're doing this episode,
We have to play
we should
League.
probably play like at least one
Of like Summoner's Rift.
one Rift
Yeah.
game. She specifically said Drift.
And
I
like
was
you know,
just like,
as we do it,
maybe.
it should
Yeah.
be like an ode to our younger selves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like-
we play the characters that we played back
Yeah,
then. So we
like-
gotta go like Poppy.
Teemo. I mean, I've
Uh,
never changed.
Yeah.
I was thinking Ezreal Soraka.
But
Like
no, I'm gonna go Teemo.
um
Because Jane's gonna be Tristana.
true.
Yeah.
But she likes to go mid
Mid now.
Tristana
She's
now.
mid now.
She's a mid lane.
For-
Oh, she's
Tristana.
a
remember for the
midder.
longest time,
Mm.
she was like, oh, I can't do any other lane except bot.
Yeah.
And then like now she's too good for bot.
Yeah.
I
I
guess.
guess.
I'll just be down there.
But yeah,
by myself.
we should like have Joey join us just for
But
this
you'll
one
never,
game.
You'll never.
No,
get
he would.
Joey.
You know, we played with him before on League.
Like years ago.
No.
He doesn't touch it.
I
He
can't
doesn't
remember the
touch
last
it
time I
anymore.
saw him. On
I
there.
remember playing with him like
When?
maybe a year back. I mean, yeah, a long time ago.
It's been years since
Yeah.
he's touched that game. I don't know.
When you ask him about it, he talks like one of those old action heroes where it's just like, no,
Yeah.
that I left that part of me behind.
Yeah.
Like-
Understandably so, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
yeah.
But League of Legends has, I would say, not just shaped us, right? But it shaped, I would say, a generation of now young adults.
Yeah.
And it's more so like now that these young adults are in the workforce and it's like, you know, like they forgot League and it's like they're a lot happier. They're now
Yeah.
engaged. They're set to get married.
Yeah.
They get promotions now.
Yeah, man.
They get bitches, you know what I mean? No bitches. And like I think it's kind of okay to kind of look back and like think of how good we did have it.
Yeah, we did.
Right?
We had a good time. We
Yeah.
had
We
a
did.
great time with League.
There's so many like just like milestone moments that happen through League. Like obviously meeting you and you know playing like
Yeah.
together, but also like we have like the you know heartbeats to the beat of the drum
Yeah.
moments. We have the time where you and I climbed rank
Dude, we were
by exploiting
exploiting
fucking
the biggest-
Ardent Sensor.
There-
You would be I was Jana and you were Lucian.
Yeah.
Or- I can't
John
remember.
Illusion, that was it.
Yeah. And
Because
like
the free
just, like,
BF sword
yeah,
plus
and-
Ardent Sensor. Oh my god, we were destroying
I
it.
remember that time.
And then like me and Chris going both of us mid. He was on
Yeah.
Poppy.
Yeah.
Dude.
Bully the mid lane? Yeah.
the Morgana. There's so
so
many
many.
things that like stuck with us as
Yeah.
huge memories, memorable moments
Of League
and everything.
because of League of Legends. And you know what? Like I hate that game. I do. But at the same time, I can't disregard that it did do a lot.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where you look back in life and you look back at like the hard times and you're like, well, I wouldn't be where I am without those hard times. And one of those is
Because at the
League.
same time, though, you know, like those
Yeah.
were the hard times, but
Yeah.
they were the good times too.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There was a period of time where oh man. there was
Yo,
a period-
Chris was like, let me preview. Chris has always been like a ranked grinder, right?
Yeah.
And he
Solo.
would solo.
Yeah.
Like me and him. Me
No.
and him were soloers.
You know what it was?
What?
It was in 2018, and I remember this. This is probably the worst time of my League of Legends career because this was like the fresh season. I can't remember what season it was in 2018, but I remember you and Joey were like, y'all were starting to talk about ranked, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I can make it to gold. and then both of y'all were like, Chris making the gold? No way. It's never going to happen. You're never going to make it. And I was so mad. I was furious about that because I was like, I know I can make it.
I believed in you, Chris.
Thank you, Dorian.
Dorian did believe in you.
Dorian did believe in me. But y'all two
No,
did
not
not.
me.
And so I remember I spent weeks, I spent months grinding ranked. I know how many games I played. I played 700 games.
Oh my God! No,
700.
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes. I had
In what span of time? Like
In the next
in
season.
what range?
in like I would say a 5 to 6 month period. I had 700 games logged, and I still got to gold.
That's my boy.
Hey,
Hell
he
yeah,
did
dude.
it. He did it.
Yes,
That's my boy.
but that was probably the worst experience because
Well, let me ask you something. When you hit gold, was it worth it?
yes, it was.
Okay.
It was absolutely worth.
I thought he was gonna be
I thought
like,
he was gonna say no.
I could have spent that time elsewhere.
I took a picture. I sent it to
Yeah,
you.
you did.
I sent it to Joey. I was
did.
like,
That's right.
eat it. Yeah.
And ever since then, he's hit gold every time.
But
essentially.
I will say that was the worst because I did not play with y'all.
Yeah.
And I knew why because I was like, if I play with anyone, then I'm gonna hear like, oh, he got carried. He didn't really do it himself. So I did it, and it was the worst because I never played with anyone.
Yeah. And that's the mistake. It's like,
Yeah.
so League of Legends, like, even now, if you're starting because of Arcane, because of like 2xKO, because of whatever, you should find a group of people to play it with.
Yes.
Just because it is significantly more fun and enjoyable when you have company with it.
Just don't play for too long with
Not
the
for
same
too
group.
long. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Then you'll end up splitting apart.
You'll fucking implode. And like, man, League is just so crazy. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be specifically to League of Legends. Do you have anything else, by the way? Because this kind of
no.
closing.
That's-
So, what advice would you give to a younger you?
About League or just
Just in general,
Just-
general younger self advice.
Yeah.
general younger self advice? Honestly, just enjoy the time that you have, man. Really enjoy it. Because
Yeah.
you don't really think about, like, you never really think about the future, and what that's going to look like. Really enjoy what you got right now, because everything can change later on. But
I like
really
that.
enjoy it because, like, I think back on those moments when we were going to, like, gaming conventions, like PAX.
Staying up till 2 a.m.
Staying up
watching
till
horror
2
movies.
Staying
I
up till
cannot.
horror movies, like to watch.
It
horror
was the good times.
It was the good times. Those are fun, but like you get older and things change.
Now
you
we
get
sleep
tired.
at reasonable hours.
do.
You and me. You and
yeah,
me.
I go to bed at like 10.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Same.
Can't stay up late.
No, Jane, dude, Jane still sleeps at like 2.
That's okay. That's
She-
concerning.
She's another beast.
But she's also like a nocturnal being.
yeah.
I still think that's concerning, but that's just my opinion. But that's what I would only say.
Hey,
enjoy
Chris,
it.
do me one favor real quick. How you eat grapes?
Oh man,
God.
you gotta really just like kind of smack your lips a little bit, a little bit like that. You gotta like. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta go into Dorian's room.
No.
Yeah, explain,
you just
explain,
gotta
explain
watch-
it to us.
Okay, here's what I would do. So I get like I love grapes. That's my favorite fruit. So I get like a little bowl of fruit, of some grapes, and I just pop in my mouth. All right, Dorian, what you doing? you playing League?
And that's it.
Bro, like that literally I'm not joking. Like it you know how like you'll like smell something and it'll like give you a visceral like memory and stuff? That sound is doing that. Like I hear that sound and I am in my chair in my room at the Gables.
Yep.
With at my desk and just being like, "Oh my god, please stop eating grapes."
I would just want to see what you're doing.
Hey, yo. and
That's fine. But
It's the best way to eat it.
Yeah,
I don't
you get the
care.
most flavor
You get
out
the
of
most
it.
I'm not disputing that's the best way to eat it. I'm just saying I don't want to hear that in my ear. Like right there. right there.
And you see how happy we are right now? It's because we haven't played League.
True.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you.
In some time, like this week, hopefully, maybe if you have time,
Yeah.
we'd love to play a game with just the old group. Like let's do it.
I'm down.
Couple
Let's do it.
games of Wild Rift, we're gonna get shit stomped.
Yo, but we got to do some fun stuff.
Yeah,
Let's,
of
like-
course, bro.
Yeah, you know, like
Yordles
all
only.
birds.
All
no.
birds.
All birds.
Oh no!
Or-
Come
or-
on.
I don't even
Do
know
you-
if you can. I don't know if there are enough birds.
Do
I
you
just threw that
remember
out.
the one where it's like we're 4 supports and we're supporting like
Yes.
Shinzao or Master Yi?
Yes.
That made me think of another game. Remember that one where it was our top laner who was a rando,
And we
like,
just
he
followed
would never
him?
he would never join us for fights, and we're like losing because we would always be down a guy because he's up in top lane just doing his own thing. So I was just like, all right, let's just go where he is.
And we did.
And then
And
we
we
went.
did.
We won.
And we won.
Yes.
It was us 3 plus Jane and
Yeah.
that rando.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
was
Anyways,
fun.
Wait. What about you
What?
though? You
What
gotta
about
give
me?
your advice to your younger self.
don't use the Bitcoin that you found and you mined like back in 2012 or 2013. Just actually hold on to that. It's not worth the joke of like tipping people Bitcoin. That's what I would have told myself.
The joke of tipping people Bitcoin.
Bro,
That's an
no.
entirely different joke now.
Because back then,
Yeah.
you could get Bitcoin and then
Oh,
like
no, I remember.
you were able to tip people on Reddit Bitcoin.
I remember.
I was so disgusted, dude.
Why?
Because, bro, I was so dumb.
We're you know,
Hindsight's always 2020. You know?
exactly. Exactly. What would you
about
say,
you?
Dorian?
Oh man, I'd probably honestly your advice was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's one thing like if I could just steal that I would. But like
You
on
can
top
steal.
of that, like start learning how to cook now, bro. learning how to cook like when you're older is just like annoying. Like get good at it now, and then you'll end up spending a lot less
Look,
money.
Here's some advice
All
for
right.
that.
All right, Mr. Red Sauce. What the fuck is red sauce?
This
Chris?
guy,
Yes.
when I was living with him, ate the same 2 meals
Yeah.
every single day.
Creature of habit.
Yeah.
On the
Every
George
single day.
Foreman.
But
I would,
yeah.
I would puke if I did that.
Yeah.
like
All you gotta do, start working out, and I guarantee you are going to force yourself to cook.
Nope.
Because once you start seeing the results, you're gonna be like, "Oh man, I gotta keep going."
Yeah, bro.
but I am working out.
And there you go. And so
Started-
now you're cooking, right?
Started taking creatine, bro.
Shoot, look at that muscle over there. I see you over there.
Talking about, bro.
I see that. Look at
It's
that.
it's there. Anyways, that's season 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Mm.
I've really enjoyed it.
That was a good one. That
That
was a good one, guys. Thanks for joining us again, Chris.
Thank you for having
Always
me.
a pleasure.
You too. Hey, tell your mom we said hi and drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Always stay hydrated.
And I don't know how to end it.
This
so-
is